We finish our tour of the Golden State tonight in the middle of the City of Angels, Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, inside a capacity Crypto.com arena 6 nights before King and Queen of the Ring. And the stars are out tonight in Hollywood in your main event. 6 nights before they contest Imperium, the Second City Saint, CM Punk, alongside the franchise, John Cena, are set for a 2v2 battle against one of Raw's hottest up-and-coming tag teams in American Made. And who is going to punch their tickets to Seattle this Sunday? We find out right here tonight. It is the Queen of the Ring semi-final bout as former Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria takes on newcomer La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. And in the semi-final King of the Ring bout, the Punishment, Damian Priest, is going to have his hands full with one of the most decorated superstars in WWE history, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. All roads lead to King and Queen of the Ring this Sunday. And with King and Queen of the Ring on the mind of each and every individual in the middle of the Crypto.com arena, nobody has their sights more set on Seattle on Sunday than this man, the Visionary, the Revolutionary, and most importantly, the #1 contender to the undisputed WWE Championship. A little prelude of what's to come in Seattle.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds,
Seth Rollins told Braun Breaker over a month ago that whoever was to leave Clash at the Castle in Glasgow would have to contest Rollins in the rear view. And as Los Angeles serenades the #1 contender, Seth Rollins looks to make good on his promise as he challenges for the WWE title this Sunday night against Braun Breaker. But that is then. This is now. American Made will contest John Cena and CM Punk in the main event. But the head of that unit, Chad Gable, hungry for opportunity, contests Rollins right now.
And his opponent, representing American Made from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad.
I cannot wait to get to T-Mobile Park this Sunday night in Seattle, where the undisputed WWE Champion, the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker, will put the gold on the line against the Visionary, Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins told Breaker back in May, whoever leaves Glasgow, I'm coming with the gold. Well, Braun Breaker defeated Randy Orton last month, and just 2 weeks ago on Raw, Seth Rollins made good on his promise when he stared Braun Breaker eye to eye and signaled that he was coming for the Undisputed Championship. All that's left for Seth Rollins to do is to keep his momentum strong. But American Made with the numbers in their favor. It was 2 weeks ago as well that Chad Gable stormed out here to the ring, furious that he was left out of the King of the Ring tournament, demanding opportunity as well. Gable went on to issue an open challenge. He fell short to the Punishment, Damian Priest. But now Gable back inside the ring here on Monday Night Raw 2 weeks later, and what a victory it could be if he can keep down the #1 contender to the WWE title. We are live tonight from Crypto.com Arena here in Los Angeles, California, finishing off what has been an incredible couple of weeks here in the Golden State of California. For Chad Gable tonight, not only is he on the verge of possibly a huge upset over Rollins, but he may have the edge coming into this matchup. Of course, the numbers game, American-made, all looming at ringside. But as for Seth Rollins, he's been so focused on getting back to the main event, recapturing the WWE Championship that he has not held in over a year here on Monday Night Raw. And with Rollins having that one-on-one opportunity coming up on Sunday, you gotta wonder if Rollins' mind is already in Seattle. If it is, Seth Rollins may be a little bit distracted, and Chad Gable may have a window of opportunity to keep down Rollins here tonight on Raw. And of course, easier said than done. Seth Rollins looking sharp since momentum started to go in his favor. Seth Rollins, a veteran to this game, has held championships all across the WWE, has accomplished nearly everything there is for him to accomplish, but still at this stage in his career, extremely hungry and wants another run at the top. Something that can be said about various Monday Night Raw superstars, including the franchise John Cena, who returned a couple of weeks ago. Of course, announced he would be hanging up the jorts, hanging up the shoes, if you will, next March in Las Vegas at WrestleMania. But a long time till then, John Cena and CM Punk going to contest the two men who are looming at ringside, Brutus and Julius Creed, later tonight here in Los Angeles. There's of course ahead of Cena and Punk's meeting on Sunday with Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser of Imperium. My goodness! Talk about that later tonight. Chad Gable making sure the focus is on himself here and now. German suplex to the #1 contender at ringside. Chad Gable going to give Rollins a run for his money here tonight in LA. Into the cover goes the head of American Made. It's never yet Seth Rollins still alive here. Gable looking to send Seth Rollins into T-Mobile Park on Sunday, a weakened individual. Gable wants opportunity for himself, but as we say all the time, he's got to get the victory where it matters most. Gable struggling since he formed American Made and was drafted over here to Monday Night Raw a couple of months ago from SmackDown. He's had some big-time losses. Gable, any given week, can turn his momentum around. Maybe it comes tonight. Or maybe Seth Rollins is going to be the one firmly controlling this matchup and asserting his dominance on the way to Seattle. Rollins now looking to rally off the sling blade. And a knee for good measures. Rollins not looking to see defeat 6 nights before he challenges for the gold. On top, frog splash to Gable. Rollins hustles up into the pinfall. Not over yet, Chad Gable still alive, but clearly Seth Rollins putting his best foot forward here in the middle of LA. Just about 8 nights ago in Anaheim at the Beach Blast live event for channel members, of course, Seth Rollins picked up a huge victory on that night, issued an open challenge. NXT superstar Ethan Page was the one to accept. An incredible matchup. Rollins took a beating on that night, similar to what Gable's giving him right now. Rollins was victorious. Rollins was resilient. Can Rollins be resilient again here tonight? Gable looking to turn the tides as he sends Seth Rollins over the top rope to the outside and not allowing Seth to regain control in this opening bout. And now the Axe Hammer. Rollins just trying to rake up those victories en route to the one-on-one main event against Braun Breaker. Gable sending Rollins back inside the ring, but he needs to capitalize with the #1 contenders in a weakened state. Gable, that amateur Olympic wrestling background, muscling Seth Rollins down to the canvas. Gable may have this matchup nearing an end as he wipes out Seth Rollins again. Gable into the cover. And Rollins still alive here in Los Angeles. The #1 contender nearly seeing defeat before he could test for the gold in just 6 nights. Gable had to think he had this matchup put away. Rollins still has got blood running through those veins, but Gable gonna look to keep his foot on the gas here. Belly to back suplex. Now Gable heads to the top rope. Looking to beat Rollins at his own game of high risk and high reward. Moonsault by Gable. Chad Gable, somebody who nearly, on numerous occasions, won the Cruiserweight Championship over on SmackDown. In dire need of success here on Raw. Countered by Rollins. And a pedigree! Much needed, dare I say, by the Revolutionary. Rollins starting to rally here in Los Angeles. Does not elect to go for the cover just yet. Goes to show you that Gable might have did a number on Rollins, and Rollins may just be trying to get his wits about him at the given moment. Gable starting to stir after that pedigree. Rollins now's got him perched on top. It's the #1 contender got in mind. Could be going for a little Frankensteiner. Oh, Gable puts the brakes on. Gable holding on. Rollins crashes and burns. And now Gable off the top with a double axe hammer. Just when you thought Seth Rollins was about to turn the tides here on Raw. Oh, there you go again. Rollins shot right to the abdominal. Now a kick. Rollins full head of steam. Catches Gable with the curb stop where it mattered most. Seth freaking Rollins secures victory. If there's a will, there's a way for the Visionary.
Here is your winner, Seth Rollins.
Once again, Rollins digging down deep, showing his resilience, and showing you exactly why he has asserted himself as the rightful #1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship on Sunday night at King and Queen of the Ring. Uh-oh. Well, Rollins has got some company. And it's the first time Braun Breaker's walking down the aisle here in Los Angeles since he won that undisputed title in this very building back in December. Braun Breaker staring eye to eye with the man he meets on Sunday. These two superstars will clash at King and Queen of the Ring, all in the name of the WWE title. Power, prestige, a prophecy fulfilled. On a night where kings and queens are crowned, 2 warriors stand above the rest, ready to define an era. Braun Breaker, undeniable, the undisputed WWE champion, a hybrid of force and fury, bred for greatness and built for gold. Last month, he stood toe-to-toe with a game viper, Randy Orton, and walked out of Clash at the Castle still on top. But for Braun, domination is never enough. He welcomes every challenge with open arms and clenched fists. Enter Seth Rollins, the Visionary, the Revolutionary, the man who warned us over a month ago that he is coming for the throne. And now, his promise echoes through the halls of destiny. Rollins isn't here just for another match. He's here to reclaim greatness. It's not about bad blood. It's not about betrayal. It's about 2 champions of different times colliding at the peak of their ability. At King and Queen of the Ring, it's not personal. It's monumental. 2 of the absolute best. 1 WWE Championship. And one undeniable truth that only one man leaves Seattle as champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were originally set for a Santos Escobar, Tony D'Angelo rubber match here tonight in Los Angeles, but this is earlier today. Cameras from WWE.com catching this footage of Santos Escobar ambushing the Don of Monday Night Raw in the parking lot, slamming his head in the trunk of the car, and continuing this beatdown in the parking garage of Crypto.com Arena. The issues between the family and Legado del Fantasma continue to heat up. We can confirm that Tony D'Angelo in no condition to compete here tonight. That matchup between himself and Santos Escobar going to be rescheduled for a future time here on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully Tony D isn't going to be out for long. But nevertheless, we move forward here in Los Angeles. It is time for the semifinals of the King of the Ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds. Damian Priest!
Let us take a look at how the King of the Ring has progressed over the last 2 weeks. Damian Priest, of course, defeating the ruler Obafemi 7 nights ago. 2 weeks ago here on Raw, Randy Orton keeping down the Samoan Werewolf and Jacob Fatu. Of course, the other semi-final bout in the King of the Ring tournament will take place on Thursday night on SmackDown live from Portland, as Big Bronson Reed contests the phenomenal AJ Styles. We will know at the end of SmackDown on Thursday what exactly will be the King of the Ring finals. Tonight, we find out the first half. The Raw side, Damian Priest one-on-one with the Viper. The stars are out in Los Angeles, and the stakes could not be any higher.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Remember what is on the line in the midst of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Not only a chance to wear the crown, etch your name in the annals of history in this historic tournament, but of course punch your ticket to a World Championship match in August at SummerSlam. If you don't think that that is the driving force inside Randy Orton to let adrenaline fuel him, push through the pain, contest the punishment, then you are sadly mistaken. Randy Orton, who just a number of weeks ago fell short to Braun Breaker in his pursuit of the WWE Championship. The Viper looking to do all he can to slither his way back into a contest for said WWE Championship. And it could come in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. An amazing sight here in Crypto.com Arena as we are set for a high-profile occasion here in the King of the Ring semifinal. Randy Orton, the legend. Damian Priest, who is continuing to carve out a path of his own and is slowly but surely starting to become a fan favorite here on Monday Night Raw. The bell has sounded and we are underway. Who is going to Seattle? These two men staring eye to eye, most definitely. Randy Orton a little bit more power, I would say, in his frame. Pretty evenly matched in terms of size and strength are the Viper and the Punishment. Both these men did not have easy routes to the semifinals, taking on two of Raw's newest comers over the last few months. Damian Priest just narrowly surviving, dare I say, the ruler Obafemi last week in Fresno. And Randy Orton looking to make Priest have a short trip to Los Angeles, but it's not over yet. Randy Orton looking to assert his dominance in the early moments of this matchup as he's got Damian Priest grounded in a hurry. Randy Orton, who knows what it's like to be involved in these high-profile main events. Orton wants nothing more than to compete in the King of the Ring final, contest either AJ Styles or Bronson Reed on Sunday. Win that matchup, wear the crown, and punch his ticket to the main event of SummerSlam. Remains to be seen if that'll be exactly what Randy Orton's fate desires as he continues to beat down Damian Priest in the corner. Damian Priest, who, dare I say, is starting to garner some sympathy in the WWE Universe. Not that he asked for it, but they're giving it to him. After Finn Balor stabbed him in the back a couple of months ago, Priest in and out of action for a couple of months as well here on Monday Night Raw due to attacks, due to injuries dealt by the Judgment Day. Of course, reside over on SmackDown. Had no problem invading Raw a couple of times now with Damian Priest looking to put the past behind him in the midst of the King of the Ring. Hell-bent on trying to make his own mark, carve his own path, and blaze his own trail on the road to the King of the Ring finals. Damian Priest, a lot of strikes in that arsenal, as Randy Orton just found out firsthand. Priest earlier this year challenged for the WWE Championship against Braun Breaker just 2 weeks after Breaker had won the gold in that matchup back at the Royal Rumble in January. Damian Priest starting to become a little bit more familiar with these big match situations. As he continues to take on high-level talent like Randy Orton, you gotta feel like Damian Priest becomes more and more comfortable. Most uncomfortable part of this whole thing is I don't think Priest is used to getting cheered by this WWE Universe. The crowd here in Los Angeles behind Damian Priest, but I think are equally behind Randy Orton. Two fan favorites maybe, but at the end of the day, only one man can punch their ticket to the finals on Sunday night. Orton now, off the misstep by Priest. Comes off the middle rope and he finds the mark. Orton once again, just looking to do what he does best. That's slowly but surely, maliciously, and with intent, beat down his opponent. Nearly had Damian Priest put away. See, Randy Orton's got some welts forming on his skin thanks to the strikes by Damian Priest. Just goes to show you that Priest is putting everything he has behind everything he has thrown. Randy Orton not trying to feel any more closed fist or open palms to the chest, to the back. Randy Orton wants to hit an RKO and go home satisfied. Damian Priest, he is dealing with Randy Orton at his very best. Oh no, Priest may be in trouble. Vintage DDT by Orton. Orton believes it's over. Not just yet, Damian Priest still alive. Randy Orton with a visual shock on his face after that draping DDT. Vintage maneuver out of his arsenal, but somehow Priest is still alive here in LA. I think Randy Orton thought he was going to be home and dry at this point after that DDT, but Damian Priest is still stirring. There, Damian Priest, a little sidestep here. That DDT has knocked many out, but it might have just woke Priest up. Orton sent into the corner. The punishment, full head of steam, throwing all of his body weight into the Viper. Damian Priest may be on the verge of a rally here in Los Angeles, California. Last time he was in this building, he did not have much success. Let's see if Priest can turn it around here as he sends Randy Orton to the outside. And he goes flying through the skies of Hollywood. Every member of the WWE Universe here in Crypto.com Arena on their feet as we are witnessing a fight in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. We mentioned moments ago, the last time Priest was in this building, here in Los Angeles, it marked the third and final reign that the Judgment Day had at the World Tag Team titles. They were defeated by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on that night, all the way back in December. But Damian Priest, looking for a better stroke of luck. Randy Orton's still alive. Orton's still alive. Damian Priest went soaring over the top moments ago. Then the big boot, but somehow Orton's still into it. Priest now on top, but Randy Orton back on his feet. And takes the wind right out of the punishment sails. Orton now, once again dropping the hammer. Simple and effective maneuver by Randy Orton, who just comes from a different generation. Sending Priest into the ropes. What of the vintage scoop slam, I believe. Priest puts the brakes on. Big time German just folds Randy Orton up. We have got a barn burner here in the semi-final round. Who's going to Seattle? Orton now into the ropes. Damian Priest off the flapjack. Orton trying to retreat, maybe trying to get some R&R. For the first time, truly maybe feeling like his back's against the wall, but there's Orton. Forearm shot, wait a minute here. Hip toss over the top rope. Sending Damian Priest from the ring to the ground. Priest now on wobbly foundation, and Randy Orton once again chopping him down to size. Orton going to continue this offense on the outside of the ring. So we're going to stack the offense and pick away at the bones, pick away at the flesh, and of course the spirit of Priest. Back inside the ring we go. Randy Orton trying to move as quick as he possibly can here. Orton maybe going to that place. Damian Priest trying to get his wits about him. RKO! Gonna punch his ticket to Seattle. No, Damian Priest kicks out. Priest was on wobbly legs. Randy Orton knew it. He struck with the RKO, and it wasn't enough. Priest off the reversal. Wait a minute. South of heaven. Is it Priest going to T-Mobile Park? No, Randy Orton kicks out as well. Both men throwing their best shots. The RKO, the South of Heaven, and somehow they're back on their feet. This thing is going to turn into a slugfest. Who's going to get that one final shot? That one oh-so-defining blow. It may have just been Priest off the discus forearm. Priest going north of heaven, now going south with a swanton bomb, but nobody home. Orton hustling up, taking advantage. A second draping DDT. The Viper is coiled. The Viper ready to strike. Damian Priest with a target on his back. Oh my! Orton fired up. Look for an RKO. Priest grabs a hold, reverses, takes the legs out from underneath of him. A monumental counter at the perfect time by Priest, who heads back to the top. The Swanton delivers on the second attempt. Orton retreating to the corner, just trying to get his shoulders away from the canvas. Damian Priest, however, with fire underneath his feet. A hope and desire in his soul. Orton's going up for a second South of Heaven. Damian Priest is going to Seattle.
Here is your winner, Damian Priest.
What an incredible fight here in Los Angeles in the midst of the semi-final round of the King of the Ring tournament. But there you see, Damian Priest is moving on. First Obafemi, now Randy Orton, and now we await to see who meets Damian Priest. We find out on Thursday night when Big Bronson Reed takes on the phenomenal AJ Styles. Cannot wait to get to Seattle on Sunday. Oh, there you see one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Johnny Gargano. He may be trying to recruit Grayson Waller for that 6-man tag team matchup later tonight here on Raw. This summer, destiny awaits. On Sunday, July 6th, from T-Mobile Park in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only two will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on July 6th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. I still see how well, we take you back to last Monday night on Raw as the women's champion Rhea Ripley looked to contest the irresistible force, Nia Jax. A lot of women in the division with their eyes on Ripley. Maybe at the front of that is the prodigy Roxanne Perez, who interrupted the battle 7 nights ago in Fresno, causing a disqualification, and the beatdown would commence on the Nightmare. Perez has struggled to contest Rhea Ripley for the women's championship, but her pursuit has not slowed down. Her best friend Cora Jade coming down the ringside, and the beatdown nearly went from bad to worse as the steel chair came into play. Luckily for Rhea Ripley, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, was on the scene. Stephanie Vaquer giving Rhea Ripley an aid after the numbers game started to go in the opposite of her favor. But as for La Primera, her eyes now shift to the Queen of the Ring semi-final as she looks to contest this woman, the former and inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, defeating Tiffany Stratton last week here on Raw. Can she punch her ticket to Seattle?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra.
Well, Lyra Valkyria joined Monday Night Raw last September. She's a former NXT Women's Champion as she has taken the red brand by storm, winning the Intercontinental Championship, becoming its inaugural holder back at WrestleMania. And although the championship no longer around her waist, opportunity is on the mind of Lyra. A victory tonight punches her ticket to Seattle on Sunday. The Queen of the Ring hangs in the balance. A World Championship match at SummerSlam hangs in the balance. Opportunity at the highest here for both Lyra Valkyria and her opposer. La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, debuted only 2 weeks ago and is already making noise here on Monday Night Raw.
And her opponent from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Vaquer.
Let us take a closer look at the Queen of the Ring tournament thus far. Stephanie Vaquer 2 weeks ago debuting and was victorious against a former women's champion in Cora Jade. Lyra Valkyria contesting Tiffany Stratton last week on Raw. This Thursday night on SmackDown, former women's champion and Judgment Day representative Liv Morgan will take on one of SmackDown's newest comers in the beautiful Madness Julia. That is the semi-final contest on the SmackDown side of the bracket. The winner of that match will meet the winner of this contest live this Sunday in the middle of T-Mobile Park. An exciting King of the Ring semi-final matchup moments ago. Damian Priest gonna move on to the King of the Ring finals on Sunday. Now we shift our focus to the women, who's heading to the Queen of the Ring finals in Seattle. The bell has sounded. We are underway. Lyra Valkyria one-on-one with Stephanie Vaquer. Two incredible talents here on Monday Night Raw. Who is gonna outdo the other? Vaquer looking for the early victory. Wait a minute here. Lyra Valkyria looking to give it right back to La Primera. Another one count this time. Both these women looking to mess with the other's psyche in the early moments here. Lyra now just trying to light up La Primera in the early moments. The former Intercontinental Champion hell-bent on getting back on track after losing that gold in Glasgow, Scotland at Clash at the Castle. Stephanie Vaquer, although turning away the former women's champion in Cora Jade 2 weeks ago, has already started to make some enemies here on Monday Night Raw. And although I would not call Lyra Valkyria an enemy in the grand scheme here on Monday nights, tonight Lyra Valkyria opposes Stephanie Vaquer, and I'm sure is hell-bent on doing anything she's got to do to punch her ticket to the finals on Sunday. There's Vaquer with a couple of boot scrapes in the corner. Stephanie Vaquer was met with an ambush by Roxanne Perez after her first round victory in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Rhea Ripley came to her aid moments prior. Vaquer returned the favor last week on Monday Night Raw, but Stephanie Vaquer has got to focus on her own matters here. So it's not going to be an easy task trying to contest Lyra Valkyria. A woman all the way from Chile, former CMLL champion. Stephanie Vaquer, the first and only double women's champion in NXT history, was on that brand for less than a year before getting the call to join Monday Night Raw. And boy, has she ever asserted herself over the last couple of weeks. Just imagine if Vaquer could already move to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament and make her PLE debut on Sunday in just a matter of weeks. Off the drop kick out of the corner, Lyra Valkyria is still alive. But a great effort by Vaquer nonetheless. Oof! Enziguri by Valkyria. It's been back and forth over the last 2-3 minutes or so since the bell has sounded. Two incredible talents looking to leave everything in that ring tonight. Moonsault by Lyra. Another near fall. They are starting to stack up early on here in Los Angeles. Lyra Valkyria now DDT on Vaquer and back into the pinfall. Valkyria hell-bent on victory, but Stephanie's still alive here on Monday Night Raw. I'm sure after Lyra tasted defeat in Glasgow, Scotland last month and lost the Women's Intercontinental Championship, albeit the numbers game was not in her favor. Unholy Union did everything they could to strip Lyra away of that gold. Valkyria is coming into this tournament hell-bent on getting back on track. Able to turn away the inaugural Queen of the Ring tournament winner and former women's champion Tiffany Stratton last week. That is a huge feather in the cap of Lyra on her way to this semifinal round tonight. But Stephanie Vaquer does not give a damn what Lyra's done or where she's been, only interested in her own pursuit of glory. Lyra Valkyria with that crossbody off the middle rope moments ago, continuing to rally here, but Vaquer now starting to get in the driver's seat herself. Maybe feel a little bit of a sense of urgency, trying to play catch-up there after some high offense. Impactful maneuver by Lyra Valkyria. Now look at Stephanie out of the corner, using the ropes as leverage here to tie up Valkyria. Stephanie Vaquer. And now goes back at it again, this time a little bit away from the corner. Just got the head trapped as well. Submission holds there. Obviously can't hold on to him for too long. And now off the top comes Vaquer with a body splash of her own. But Lyra Valkyria is still alive. Stephanie Vaquer using the ropes as leverage. Obviously can't go too long with those submissions or she's risking disqualification, but it was enough to take Lyra down momentarily. Came off the top with a frog splash, but it wasn't enough, and now Valkyria with the head scissors takedown. Winner of this matchup will meet the winner of SmackDown semifinal, whether it be Liv Morgan or Julia. Tornado DDT! And Lyra is bringing her best in her arsenal, and now she's the one scaling the ropes, heading to top. Leg drop by Lyra, soaring through the skies like the raven she believes she is. And only a 1 count that time. La Primera ever emphatic. I think Lyra a little bit shaken up after the 1 count. Thought she had Stephanie Vaquer in the bag right there. Coming off the top of the leg drop. Wasn't enough to keep down Stephanie. Now the float over into a DDT of her own. And these two women with some hard-fought battles in the first round of this tournament. The ante now getting up in the semis. Lyra Valkyria taken down as Stephanie Vaquer looks to put the exclamation point on this matchup and punch her ticket to Seattle on Sunday night. Scoop and a slam by Stephanie. Vaquer not rushing in, picking her spots, awaiting her next move. Oh, wait a minute here. Stephanie looking for a little devil's kiss on Lyra Valkyria. A beautiful maneuver, but also could be a knockout blow. Into the cover goes Vaquer. It's not over yet. Lyra's still in it. Stephanie Vaquer just bouncing Lyra's head right off the canvas. Giving the WWE Universe a show, but I don't think Lyra Valkyria appreciated it as much. Lyra getting her feet up, and it wasn't enough. Dragon screw out of the corner. You see the confidence rising within Stephanie Vaquer. She may not have Lyra down just yet, but she's got to be feeling that she's close to the finish line. Lyra Valkyria being kept down by La Primera right now. There's Lyra, a couple of boots shoved, and now throwing her whole body at Stephanie. Anything she's got to do to get back in the driver's seat here in the Queen of the Ring semi-final. There's a double axe hammer. Lyra Valkyria starting to rally in a blink of an eye. There's that leg lariat that she's used to perfection before. Hustles right into the pinfall. Stephanie Vaquer able to kick out again. Man, you need more than 2 hands to count how many near falls there have been in this Queen of the Ring contest. Our vantage point looks like Lyra Valkyria's got a bit of a knot on her forehead. That may be for the Devil's Kiss a few moments ago, and her head just bouncing off the canvas of the ring. Stephanie Vaquer able to survive that leg lariat, and now has got Lyra in the corner. Oh man, a boot scrape. Just showing Lyra Valkyria that there is no room for friends in the midst of this tournament. It's all about the glory. It's all about wearing the crown and going to SummerSlam. Another slam down to the mat by Vaquer. Maybe trying to get Lyra Valkyria in position for an exclamation blow. Stephanie now on the middle rope again, coming off with a leg drop of her own, but Lyra able to get the hell out of dodge. And an exploder suplex by Valkyria. Just when she needed it most, Lyra Valkyria able to sidestep Stephanie's maneuver from the middle rope. Oh, and now a suplex. Variation at that, keeping the arms hooked, however, making a dose. Could be going for the hat trick here. Down goes Stephanie Vaquer. Lyra's got something left in her, trying to shift into a different gear. Monkey flip out of the corner, takes down Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, and another reversal. There has not been times in this matchup where you see longevity with the momentum. A lot of back and forth. A lot of these two women are reversing each other's holds. There's another one as Lyra catches the boot, turns Vaquer around. Leg trapped into the German. Stephanie Vaquer taken down once more as Lyra Valkyria plotting her next move. Measuring her opponent, Vaquer now sent. Lyra pulls her right back. Eyes locked once more. Vaquer in trouble. Nightwing by Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria is going to Seattle. Oh, wait a minute. Well, Lyra Valkyria victorious here, but the celebration, oh, maybe about to be cut short by Tiffany Stratton. An ambush from behind as Stratton obviously frustrated after getting bounced in the first round of this tournament last week. Well, a celebration cut short, but that does not change the result. Lyra Valkyria surviving a game Stephanie Vaquer here tonight in Los Angeles. Lyra on her way to this Sunday, where she will meet either Liv Morgan or Julia in the tournament finals of the Queen of the Ring. Well, coming up next here in Los Angeles, after their shocking, disturbing debut a couple of weeks ago, the Wyatt Six are here. The Wyatt Six are in action. It's the Wyatts versus DIY and a tag team partner. Six-man tag coming up next on Raw. Can't get enough universe mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, we're back live here in Crypto.com Arena in the middle of Los Angeles, California. Somehow, someway, DIY able to recruit the Aussie icon Grayson Waller for this six-man tag team matchup tonight against what can only be described as an unpredictable Wyatt Six. Obviously, the Wyatts have their eyes on DIY after they interrupted a celebration that DIY was victorious in the middle of a couple of weeks ago. The World Tag Team Champions have held their gold since WrestleMania in March, but tonight it's not about the gold. Tonight, it's about survival.
And a combined weight of 400 pounds. The World Tag Team Champions, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, DIY.
Well, listen, we yet to know the complete motive of the Wyatt Six here on Monday Night Raw, but obviously they've got an issue with DIY. But all we know about the group is that they walked down the aisle 2 weeks ago and DIY ran scared out of the arena. But now it's time for their in-ring debut in the City of Angels. Here comes the Wyatt Six. Two weeks ago in Sacramento, that same smoke came pouring down the aisle. Those same fireflies lit up the sky. And the same chills came down each and every one of these individuals, not only inside the squared circle, but amidst the WWE Universe. For weeks we waited in anticipation. We looked at the signs. And 2 weeks ago in Sacramento, they revealed themselves to the world. A group led by Bo Dallas, the brother of the late great Bray Wyatt. But that isn't necessarily Bo, now is it? That is Uncle Howdy. And he is surrounded by WWE superstars we've known before that have taken a transformation, that have been adopted into this family, and that now set their sights on greener pastures, or shall we say destroying them, here on Monday Night Raw. Dexter Lumis on the right, or shall we call him Mercy the Buzzard. Joe Gacy on the left, better known to this family as Huskus the Pig. Nikki Cross in front, Abby the Witch. And we all remember Big Red, Eric Rowan, or to this family known as the Rambling Rabbit. Firefly Funhouse come to life in the Wyatt 6. I think the DIY's nightmares have come to life. An eerie feeling in the middle of Crypto.com Arena as we are underway with the Wyatt 6 debut here on Monday Night Raw. It is Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Eric Rowan against Grayson Waller, who somehow was recruited by DIY and agreed to step into this fight, standing alongside the World Tag Team Champions themselves. Nikki Cross, Uncle Howdy at ringside. This is very interesting to see how this family is going to adapt and how this family is going to disrupt the Monday Night Raw roster. Eric Rowan, who once stood side by side with the late great Luke Harper in numerous tag team championship reigns themselves. Eric Rowan, an original member of the Wyatt family, a man who stood side by side with Bray Wyatt for years here in WWE. And Dexter Lumis now tagged in. Unpredictable, aggressive. Wyatt 6, dare I say it, coming to this matchup with their foot on the gas pedal, are looking to set the precedent in the early moments. Described them as unpredictable moments ago, and I think that's the only way we can really describe it. I mean, all 5 of these superstars we've seen in some way, shape, or form in action in a WWE ring in years or months past, whatever it may have been, but this is a completely different outlook, a completely different version for every member of the Wyatt 6. Well, Johnny Gargano tagged in, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, now taking the fight to Lumis. Again, we're still not really sure why the Wyatts have decided to target DIY ever since their arrival 2 weeks ago, but really we were seeing teases of it for months here on Monday Night Raw. Haven't gotten an explanation just yet, but we know that DIY ran scared out of Sacramento 2 weeks ago, but now left with no choice but to face the music and face their nightmares here on Monday Night Raw. I don't know what's in it for Grayson Waller, but better have a hope and a prayer. And the fact that DIY have been on their best run over the last couple of months may just benefit the Aussie icon who's been on his worst. Wyatt's coming in a house of fire. DIY and Grayson Waller just looking to draw that proverbial line in the middle of the ring and not allow a tag here. If they can pick apart Dexter, they may be able to coast their way to victory. Mercy the Buzzard himself creating some distance on Johnny Wrestling there. There's a Luthez taken down, one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Unpredictable is the Wyatt 6. And DIY and Grayson Waller are finding that out right now. Tag made to Joe Gacy, and alongside Dexter Lumis, a little bit of tandem offense there by the Wyatts. Makes you think, how were these superstars approached? How were they adopted into this family? What made them take these personas? Wyatt 6, all we know about these group of individuals is that they are scary looking and so far extremely physical inside of the ring. Almost like these real life adaptations of the characters that Bray Wyatt once housed in the Firefly Funhouse. Those characters coming to life as Eric Rowan gets tagged in. A Rambling Rabbit muscling Johnny Gargano down. That heavyweight shoulder block, and now in the middle rope, going for the hammer. Gargano able to sidestep. Gargano obviously with the speed and agility over Big Red. Eric Rowan taken down there by Gargano once more, and down goes Gacy. Gargano trying to get a little bit of a cheap shot in on the Wyatt 6. I don't know if that's wise. Left himself wide open for Eric Rowan to take him down. I'll tell you what, Los Angeles getting a treat tonight. Not only the King and Queen of the Ring semifinals, the stars have been out all night long here in Hollywood. And still a massive main event featuring CM Punk and John Cena to come. And what about the in-ring debut of the Wyatt 6? who are all over Johnny Gargano at the given moment. Man, look at the size differential. Eric Rowan is freaking huge. Gargano sent into the corner. Tag made to Dexter Lumis. Might have just been setting up Lumis for whatever he's got in mind. Ever explosive. Down goes Gargano by hands of Mercy himself. Gargano in much need of a tag. Waller and Ciampa know it. I don't think he's in any condition to crawl to the corner right now. The Wyatts may come out here with a very intimidating presence, but we can't take nothing away from the tag team champions who won those titles back at WrestleMania, defeating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, have since retained them. They're both the New Day and the War Raiders in respective outings. Waller gets tagged in and immediately asserts himself. Taking out Dexter Lumis once more. The Wyatt 6 may be neutralized here in Los Angeles. Tag made of the black card, Tommaso Ciampa, who once again just picks up Dexter Lumis to level him. That big time lariat here. Ciampa better keep his eyes on the ball because old Huskus himself just got tagged in. Here comes Joe Gacy. Just like he started this matchup, he enters it again. House of Fire. Out of the corner with the clothesline, full head of steam. Tommaso Ciampa doesn't know what hit him. The Wyatts just bringing a different energy to the squared circle that DIY and Grayson Waller may be used to. Down goes one half of the World Tag Team Champions once more. A tag made to Eric Rowan. The Wyatts obviously coming into a masterful game plan. Ciampa tagging in Grayson Waller, who, dare I say, might have just been the sacrificial lamb for DIY tonight. I'm not sure they want any more of these dangerous and dastardly Wyatts. Eric Rowan with the sidewalk slam to the Aussie icon, now scoops him up once more. The power game is what Eric Rowan brings to the table. Add the intimidation on top of that. Grayson Waller is fighting an uphill battle that he may want no more of. Waller in enemy territory right now, to say the very least. Wyatt's picked a fight with DIY. Grayson Waller somehow got suckered into it. And now Eric Rowan takes out Grayson Waller, nearly sent him through the canvas. Oh, Tommaso Ciampa gonna break things up. Delay what may be the inevitable a little longer. Eric Rowan, however, takes out Tommaso Ciampa vigorously, aggressively. And it was shot on Johnny Gargano as well. Grayson Waller walking right into the trap. Nearly sent through the canvas again. Ciampa shaking his head. He wants no more of the Wyatt 6. A motive unknown, but the actions speak louder than words. The Wyatts came to LA tonight, and they made a statement that DIY won't soon forget. Oh, wait a minute, whoa, what the hell's going on backstage? Just Randy Orton and Jacob Fatu attacking the Viper backstage here at Crypto.com Arena. Oof. Well, this was obviously must have been an ambush by the Samoan Werewolf, who was knocked out of the King of the Ring tournament 2 weeks ago by Randy Orton, and it looks like the Bloodline has not forgotten. Oh, this is not good. Randy Orton's got to be feeling less than 100% after that battle with Priest earlier. Now he's on a table, and Fatu just sent him right through it. Oh no, we need to get some help back there for the Apex Predator. This summer, destiny awaits. On Sunday, July 6th, from T-Mobile Park, in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only two will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on July 6th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. I still see how Well, it has been a hell of a night thus far here in Los Angeles, California. We are in the middle of the Crypto.com Arena. And next Monday night, we head to the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington, just 24 hours removed from King and Queen of the Ring. And what a tag team grudge match that has been signed for next week. The Bloodlines, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa will take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who have been dealing with a bloodline problem over the last few months here on Monday Night Raw. That tag team match coming your way next week, and also next week on Raw, the road to Money in the Bank in Montreal begins. Money in the Bank qualifiers for both the men and women will begin next Monday night in Seattle. Who's going to punch their ticket to the 27th of July in Montreal? We find out next week. Money in the Bank coming up at the end of July, but coming up this Sunday live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time from T-Mobile Park in Seattle. It is the 2025 King and Queen of the Ring. The action going to begin 30 minutes prior for No Nation Gaming channel members, and on the King and Queen of the Ring kickoff show, it is the #1 contenders, 8-woman battle royal to determine a future challenger for Rhea Ripley's WWE Women's Championship. An all-star lineup for Monday Night Raw. Who will be the last woman standing on the King and Queen of the Ring kickoff show? And Monday Night Raw's main event going to be a banger for the undisputed WWE Championship. They came face-to-face earlier tonight, but it all comes down to this Sunday. Braun Breaker, one-on-one with the #1 contender, Seth Rollins. It's all about the WWE title. And in SmackDown's main event on Sunday in Seattle, it is the triple threat matchup for the heavyweight championship of the world. Finn Balor, Jey Uso, they're coming for the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov's gold. Who's going to be the last man standing with the big gold belt? And speaking of championship affairs, the women's tag team titles will be on the line. Bayley and Naomi have been picking up steam on Thursday Night SmackDown. They look to contest Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, who have held on to the gold since WrestleMania. Also coming your way, courtesy of the SmackDown brand, the Cruiserweight Championship of the World will be on the line as Judgment Day's Dirty Dominic Mysterio defends the hardware against the young OG Javon Evans, who has also been picking up steam each and every Thursday night. Earlier tonight, we saw Lyra Valkyria contest Stephanie Vaquer. She's on her way to Seattle. Who will meet her there? We find out on Thursday night as Liv Morgan takes on Julius. The winner of that matchup moves into Seattle on Sunday in the Queen of the Ring Tournament Finals. Also coming up on Thursday night on SmackDown, it's Big Bronson Reed versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. The last man standing moves directly to T-Mobile Park to take on Raw's punishment, Damian Priest, in the King of the Ring finals. Who's going to wear the crown and punch their tickets to SummerSlam? And one of the biggest tag team matches in recent memory, Imperium's Ring General Gunther, along with the cunning Ludwig Kaiser, are set to do battle with the best in the world, CM Punk, and the franchise John Cena, who returns to a premium live event for the first time since WrestleMania this past March. At WrestleMania, the grandest stage in front of the world, John Cena stared down the end, yet walked through it in a war for legacy. The franchise conquered the Ring General, Gunther, and left Philadelphia not just victorious, but a mortal. But legends don't fade quietly. Weeks ago, Cena returned with purpose. He declared his final chapter would be written next March in Las Vegas, and that his eyes were set on a record-breaking 17th world title. But that announcement was spoiled by a man who refuses to be forgotten. Gunther himself, still wounded from WrestleMania all those months ago, still burning for retribution. The fire reignited that night, and it threatened to consume everything that these men desired. Just when Imperium seemed ready to leave Cena in ruins, another name stepped right into the fight. CM Punk, the best in the world. A man who's battled Gunther for months in a war over respect, pride, and the path back to gold. Gunther, alongside the precise and ruthless Ludwig Kaiser, now step in a battle with two familiar foes. The stage has been set. At King and Queen of the Ring, it's Gunther and Kaiser versus Cena and Punk. One side fights to end legacies, the other to protect their final shot at greatness. This isn't about the past, it's about unfinished business and the price of pride. On July 6th in Seattle, vengeance takes center stage. A massive tag team matchup coming up this Sunday at King and Queen of the Ring. American made, back inside the squared circle here in Los Angeles. Brutus and Julius Creed hoping for better luck than Chad Gable had earlier tonight here on Raw. But I'll tell you this, those Creed brothers up against two legends, two all-stars. And it is not going to be an easy task trying to keep two oh-so-motivated individuals down. The best in the world, the Second City Saint. The stars are out here in Los Angeles. Ever since WrestleMania, CM Punk has been trying to get back on track. He ran into the ring general Gunther last month at Clash at the Castle. What a fight it was. Unfortunately for CM Punk, he fell short to the ring general. Gunther was victorious on that night in Glasgow. Just a few weeks ago, Ludwig Kaiser told CM Punk that this isn't about getting retribution on Gunther. This is about CM Punk proving that he is still amongst the best that this industry has to offer. And maybe that reigns true. Maybe that is the case deep down in the soul of CM Punk. But the only way to find out is lacing up the boots, letting the bell sound, and letting CM Punk get to work inside of that ring. And for the first time since WrestleMania, the franchise is set for action on Monday Night Raw.
And from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time, John Cena!
After his announcement 2 weeks ago that John Cena will retire next March in Las Vegas at WrestleMania, let the farewell tour commence. in Los Angeles Rams colors. Cena enters the City of Angels, possibly for the last time. It was in this very building that he won his first WWE Championship in 2005. 20 years later, he's on the hunt for his 17th trip to the top of this industry. John Cena, as well as CM Punk, both want the same thing. They want the WWE title. They gotta go through not only the Creeds tonight, but of course Imperium on Sunday to try to move one step closer to obtaining those goals. Well, Punk and Cena certainly a dream team, and they're looking to set the precedent ahead of Seattle on Sunday. Brutus Creed already sent to the outside. Here comes Punk with the suicide dive. CM Punk asserting his dominance in the early moments of your Monday Night Raw main event. Punk and Cena know that Gunther and Kaiser got their eyes on this contest, looking to scout Punk and Cena, not necessarily as individuals that they know extremely well, but to see how they're going to mesh as a tag team. Loads of history between Punk and Cena. Unfortunately for them, all that history comes standing on the opposite side of the ring. Punk and Cena at this stage in their careers with loads of respect for one another, of course a common enemy in Imperium. They're looking to unite and take out on Sunday night in Seattle. Punk and Cena will worry about their respective affairs, both trying to get back to the promised land, both trying to get back to the WWE Championship in the main event after King and Queen of the Ring. But first things first, they got to deal with Gunther and Kaiser on Sunday in T-Mobile Park. And really, before that, they got to make sure that they do not overlook Brutus and Julius Creed here on Monday Night Raw. Creeds had a huge victory over the veterans in Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day in the midst of that #1 contenders tournament for the World Tag Team titles a couple of months ago here on Raw, and now a tag made to the franchise John Cena. Cena, of course, seeing his first bell-to-bell action since WrestleMania here tonight, but Cena has been in the midst of some chaos over the last 2 weeks here on Raw. Gunther, of course, at the ambush 2 weeks ago, Cena putting him through the announce table for his troubles. A brawl that spilled into the WWE Universe between Cena and Gunther last week. The Ring General laying out the franchise with that powerbomb at ringside. CM Punk would come to the aid of Cena, which really brung those two men together heading into that tag team matchup on Sunday night. John Cena, I'm sure, looking to get any rust off that is looming. Had one of the best matches of 2025 already 3 months ago at the grandest stage in Philadelphia. John Cena, I'm sure, looking to make sure his game is at an all-time high ahead of stepping into the ring with Gunther and Kaiser once more on Sunday. There's another tag made to CM Punk. Cena and Punk trying to see how they're going to mesh as a tag team, trying to work out any kinks that they may have, and trying to make sure they are a well-oiled machine heading into what is to come in 6 nights. Again, they cannot underestimate American Made here. I'm sure Chad Gable very frustrated after his defeat against Seth Rollins earlier tonight. I'm sure it gave Brutus and Julius a little bit of a pep talk backstage, saying we need to get the job done if we want to find ourselves getting the opportunities that we so desire. German suplex by Julius that time, taking out CM Punk. Of course, Ivy Nile going to be making the trip to Seattle on Sunday. She'll be a part of that 8-woman over-the-top rope battle royal. The King and Queen of the Ring kickoff show for No Nation Gaming Channel members. A future opportunity at Rhea Ripley's WWE Women's Championship will hang in the balance on Sunday night. Julius Creed, pillar to post, corner to corner, trying to take out Punk. Cena realizing that the Second City Saint might have had his bell rung. There's a tag made to Brutus. CM Punk in dire straits right now. May need a tag, but I don't think the Creeds are looking to give CM Punk what he so desires. As we mentioned, these two young men defeating the New Day not too long ago here on Monday Night Raw. Two veterans, one of the most decorated, if not the most decorated tag team of all time in WWE. If they can keep down Kofi and Woods, who's to say they can't keep down two other veterans of this game? CM Punk and Cena with their eyes on Imperium on Sunday night, which may just be exactly what the Creeds need. A distracted Punk, a distracted Cena. CM Punk, however, looking to show these two Creed brothers that they are in for a war of attrition here in Los Angeles. Knee out of the corner. And Punk now going up top, extremely comfortable up there. Macho Man elbow right to the heart of Brutus. And this matchup gonna roll forward. CM Punk thought he had it put away. Not just yet. CM Punk and John Cena just need to keep their focus on the task at hand. They can worry about Imperium in 6 nights. As long as they are focused on the Creeds, this matchup may just go in their favor. Oh, there's a big-time belly-to-belly. That's what we're talking about. You take your eyes off these guys for half a second. The Creeds with those amateur wrestling backgrounds, the power they possess. I'll see CM Punk just outrunning Brutus that time. Creeds have all the tools to be successes here on Monday Night Raw. It's why Chad Gable recruited them to be a part of this new faction American-made over the last few months. Although they have not found the success they so desire, it's any given Monday that they can turn their momentum around. And what a feather in the cap it could be for Brutus and Julius if they can keep down CM Punk and turn away John Cena in his first match since announcing his retirement tour. And another belly-to-belly. CM Punk is getting ragdolled around this ring tonight. Seemed like he turned the tables off that elbow a few moments ago, but the Creeds are having none of it. Another tag made of Brutus. The Creeds are going to keep each other fresh. Obviously, the more experienced tandem when it comes to this main event tonight. CM Punk and John Cena have been a part of plenty of tag team matches, have had various tag team partners over the years, but teaming up with each other, few and far between. CM Punk, wobbly foundation. The best in the world may be in trouble. Brutus takes him down once more. And another near fall here in your Los Angeles headliner. CM Punk still alive here on Monday Night Raw. Another tag team main event coming your way next week in Seattle as Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa will take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Money in the Bank qualifiers for both the men and women begin next week as well. CM Punk, shot to the abdominal, couple of shots to the shoulder blades. And a Shining Wizard takes down Brutus. Punk fighting his way out of the American-made corner and a tag made to the 16th-time world champion, John Cena. John Cena now measuring his man, Brutus on wobbly legs. Cena starting to throw haymakers, Boston Street style in the middle of Los Angeles. John Cena's first match since contesting the ring general and handing Gunther one of only 3 pinfall losses over the last 3 years. And now muscles up Brutus once more at the powerbomb. John Cena looking sharp, looking near his best. And this is what he's gonna have to bring to Seattle. Gear it up for a little 5-knuckle shuffle. Into the cover goes Cena with Julius Creed. Gonna ruin the fun. Creed's highly motivated to get American Made on track. Well, Cena taking the fight to Julius. Oh, now Brutus takes out Punk. Cena takes out Julius, and Chad Gable putting his hands on Cena at ringside, which obviously referee Rob Zapata could not allow, but Cena walked right into enemy territory. Zapata's got to step in here. You got to get Gable out of here. Brutus Creed now has got John Cena weakened, and referee Ron Zapata is indeed going to send Chad Gable back to the showers. As he should after putting his hands on Cena. Cena now, reversal, drop toe hold. Down goes Julius once more. Cena, a one-man army at the given moment. Brutus in position for an attitude adjustment by the franchise. Cena and Punk steamrolling into Seattle. looking like a hell of a team to me. And come this Sunday at King and Queen of the Ring, can CM Punk and John Cena turn away Kaiser and Gunther in what is going to be one hell of a tag team match? Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of the such, Imperium on the scene. Kaiser and Gunther ambushing Cena and Punk here in the city of Los Angeles. Oh, you had to believe Imperium wasn't going to let Cena and Punk leave this city with their confidence at an all-time high. An ambush by Imperium. Oh, no, wait a minute here. CM Punk trying to roll over and check on John Cena. They turn their backs to Imperium, and now they both got steel chairs and beating the hell out of their King and Queen of the Ring opponents. Cena and Punk may be victorious tonight, but Imperium gets the last laugh. An all-star tag team matchup awaits us on Sunday in Seattle at King and Queen of the Ring.